everyone, back to do another video. I hope the lighting's okay. Working with this camera is kind of a nightmare. It's an older camera. I got it back in 2008, and so sometimes the battery runs down. I guess that's typical with a lot of cameras, but still, I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible because I had a long time. I took a long time uploading the other one. Okay, so I was watching one of the Activism of Care's videos today. It's his newest release for today. And he was basically talking, suggesting that there should be care groups for targeted individuals, and I couldn't agree more. I think that's something that a lot of us could benefit from, seeing as how a lot of us are shunned from communities, our families have betrayed us, those sort of things, and so we are left basically with no one. And I'm very grateful that I have Joel. There are some people who are all alone in this, and they have no one. And for these people, I have true compassion for them, and I'm hoping that somehow or another we can pull our resources together and fix this problem, because this is a problem that is affecting a lot of people, and it is destroying many people's lives. So how can we start forming care groups, and how can we start helping our own people who are targeted individuals? I think that of course, the sad part about targeted individuals is that they tend to be either overachievers, very unique individuals, the people who really take their education seriously and their skills seriously, and they want to apply everything that they've learned into what they're doing. So we're unique individuals in the first place, to be targeted in the first place. I mean, everyone's eyes are on you. Everybody wants to know everything about you. They criticize you, but yet they turn around and they imitate every little thing that you do. And this has happened to me several times. I walked into several places, people spewing my expressions and so on and so forth. So, some people would be flattered by this. I'm not flattered by it. I'm disturbed by it. And, fans, people who can admire you to the point of where they can actually damage you. Now, there's a lot of hatred behind this, too, because people get envious and stuff and competitive. Look, I'm not interested in competing with anybody. I just want to say that. And I don't believe most targeted individuals are interested in competing with people. The reason why people are so irritated and have to spy on people and do this kind of cutthroat, malicious type behavior and resort to this sort of thing is because they feel like they're not getting the attention. We're very focused. We're interested in our own lives, so we're not interested in playing games. At least I'm not. But I do think that there's a very common trait within targeted individuals. We're non-competitive. I mean, I'm just not interested in playing games, okay? I'm into my own thing. I don't care what everybody else is wearing, what everybody's doing. I enjoy things because I enjoy them. They're for my own personal enjoyment. They're not for, one-upping anybody or anything like that. It is about me. Like, for example, the shower curtain, okay? Some people would think, oh, that's not something I would buy. I'm 40-something years old, so I just wouldn't have those tastes. I would probably have more of a, a light brown or something, something that they might think is quote-unquote age-appropriate. I buy what I find stimulating and what I enjoy. So that's just an example of individualism and how I think and how a lot of other people think. And unfortunately, these people are TIs, targeted individuals. Okay, so I would first think that it's necessary to create bills to have targeted individuals into programs that are similar to witness protection programs. Now, sometimes, for example, if somebody witnesses something horrific and they need protection, there are certain agencies that will help protect their identity, whether they can pick this person up and relocate them to somewhere else, give them a new identity, meaning they get they get to start all over again with new identities, a new location. They get new driver's licenses, even new Social Security cards. I believe even their credit gets reestablished some way. All their records get transferred to their new name, and they can just move on. I think that would be a great way for targeted individuals to prevent, being held up from employment, being discriminated against, and being a target of hatred. And hatred. Anyway, create care groups, yes. Also, people need to be informed. We need to inform more employers to honor and respect employment laws. Yeah, these laws have been on the books for years and years and years. They're right in front of many employers' faces. They should be on the wall of just about every business here in town and everywhere else, at least in California, because a lot of it covers federal laws as well. But they need to take them seriously. And if they took them seriously, this sort of thing wouldn't happen. and especially for companies that claim to be equal opportunity employers. I hold them responsible. They can get sued either way, okay, whether you're an equal opportunity employer or not. But when you say you're an equal opportunity employer and you participate in this just goes to show that you don't know how to do your job. And it also shows that you did not take any time to study and understand what you were supposed to learn in your method of training. Whether you went to college or you went to a trade school or whatever got you in the position that you're in, that just shows you're not capable of doing your job. Not adhering to laws that govern a business can land your business in hot water. Boy, this issue makes me pissed off. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, so laws were created to prevent what is to naturally occur. So it is no surprise that there's laws that prevent things like stealing. Okay, now I don't steal. Okay, when I was a little kid, I would steal candy jar, things from the candy jar or whatever. I think a lot of people have admitted that. But there's laws in the books because people know that, I don't care how or what kind of mask people wear during the daytime or whatever, people are inclined to do bad things. And so, things like murder, okay? Now, most people would think, hey, I would never commit murder. But how about something, happening to you, and it just, the trauma, and there's so much hurt, so much pain, you don't know what you're going to do. In a heated moment, people have done things that they can't believe that they did, and there's so many examples of this. Okay, I'm getting off the subject. Okay. Study employment laws, and if you study employment laws, or you would study any law for that matter, you'll come to understand that these laws were on the books because these things have already happened. Okay, they've happened enough times that somebody just like, you know what, we need to make a law, we need to make this stop. So this kind of thing happens all the time. Racial discrimination, sexual harassment happens all the time, religious discrimination, they know this stuff is going to happen, they know it. Okay, so that's why it's on the books. And it has to be adhered to. Otherwise, you're putting good people, hard workers who care about their jobs and who are truly productive out of work for frivolous reasons. It's frivolous and it's illegal. Another reason why this is a law is because it's nothing uncommon for family members and two-faced friends to get jealous and try to dictate somebody's income, their social status, and this happens to a lot of people. And, lawmakers are well aware that people are inclined to do these little petty, aggressive type behaviors, and that's why we have laws. Okay, that's why they have laws for things like that. And nosy people love to listen in on people's conversations. That's why, it's tempting to do it. And it probably comes natural to a lot of people. They just don't understand those boundaries. So then they'll set up equipment or however you guys manage to do that, what you're doing. And they can set this stuff up and they can listen in on your conversation. They're nosy. Okay, you know what? This has happened so many times that in California, it's a law. Don't do it. So what we can do is we can encourage employers to initiate policies and procedures that will prevent bullying and create environments that are respectful and open based on laws of our country and our state. Like I said, focus on the law. Initiate these laws, adhere to these laws, and that way you're not getting yourself in trouble, you're not getting your business in trouble. I will tell you what, I will never put a company at risk for a lawsuit. Not on me, never. Okay, initiate checks and balances by making management accountable. They must show and demonstrate that they are working within the guidelines of the laws and the policies and procedures created by their company. Now, if there's got to be different levels, okay, so there's different departments. There's got to be some head honcho that takes responsibility for monitoring all these checks and balances. Like, for example, we have, the customer service department, and you've got, installation department over here, and then you got the business department, whatever. Okay, so let's just say, for example, the general manager who's presiding over all of this, and all these people, report directly to him. He should be reviewing documents or some sort of proof that these people are working within these guidelines. And that's important. You've got to have checks and balances. Now, who actually governs the general manager? There should be somebody out there, too. There are auditing companies that can come into businesses and make sure that these records are in place. at least for equal opportunity employers. I would think that everybody should be accountable for these sort of things. That's my opinion, you know. But I think if that was the case, then this could help people not be targeted individuals. Okay, they should be trained not to disclose personal information. And for agencies, let's just say, for example, there's an agency called, I don't know, Flower Group, and then there's another agency called Tip Top. Okay, now let's just say, for example, the whole blacklisting process starts. Okay, why would Flower Group inform Tip Top not to hire that person? Now, I'm going to tell you what. This shows just how foolish this is. Okay, it's a conflict of interest when agencies sit here and talk and share information about one another. You know, if I sucked, let's just say, for example, I sucked at my job. I sucked so hard, okay, and like nobody wanted me because I just screwed everything up, okay? Wouldn't Flower Agency want Tip Top to hire that person? You know, it just makes sense that you're not trying to help that other person. So what I'm seeing here are people who are breaking laws, doing things that are in conflict of interest of their own personal companies. There's just so much foolishness that I'm experiencing, and then I get tested multiple times. I'm sorry, I'm mad. I'm going to let it all hang out. I get tested multiple times, you know, every time I go in to apply for a job, and I'm sitting here being treated like I don't know what I'm doing, you know? You guys need to wake up. I mean, you guys are really screwed up, and that has pissed me off to no end, okay? You guys have it the other way around. You need somebody to tell you you're not doing your job, and that's why I'm standing here today and telling you you're not doing your job at all. Okay, anyway, signs you are a targeted individual. I want to talk about how this starts to manifest, okay? Workplace mobbing is one. You go there, everything's fine, you're getting along with everybody, and then just almost as if overnight, bullshit ensues. You start getting ignored. People that used to speak to frequently suddenly don't want to talk to you, and you constantly find them whispering behind your back. What? I don't know. They're just making it up just to keep the ball rolling, I guess, whatever. You go to management, you complain about it, it gets ignored. Oftentimes management is behind this mobbing. And when they are behind it, you are basically screwed, okay? It's game over, okay? Meaning you might as well pack your bags and leave because management is corrupt, okay? Once management is corrupt, there is no point in being in that job, okay? So it's over. But these are the signs, okay? Your work is sabotaged, and you're not given credit for your work. You can work your butt off, and you can do something that's just absolutely monumental. They'll ignore it, okay? You don't matter to them. It's either ignored or it's minimized, okay? Even though, you know, all these other people don't contribute half as much, and they're always trying to spew off your stuff, you don't matter. And they do everything to tell you that you don't matter. Unfounded rumors are spread, and everything is that offends others are like non-issues. Okay, like being placed in positions where you have to defend your... Okay, I've been placed in positions, okay, I'm just reading this off. I've been placed in positions where I have to defend my beliefs in the United States of America. And oftentimes when I'm asked to defend my beliefs, these are beliefs I don't recall ever bringing up to anybody. You know why? Because they've been listening on my conversations at home, and they decide to get pissed off because I don't believe the way that they do. Well, guess what? This is the United States of America, and I can believe whatever I want to. If I want to worship and pray to this makeup bag, I can do so. You know why? Because the laws of this country say that I can. Okay? And you should know that, okay? You should know that by the first grade, okay? You know why this country was established. That's the first thing they pump into your head when you get into school. Patriotism. Foolish. Okay. Now, I had brought up religion, my things on religion. I do recall bringing up religion a few times at work when I was over at the other place that started all this stuff. That was an issue that started by an employee who they were using it to try to scapegoat me or whatever, and I defended myself, you know. I didn't bash anybody's religion, you know, but it's like all or nothing, you know. That's how it is with game players, okay? I'm tired of playing games. Not interested in your game. Okay, terminations take place that are based on frivolous or illegal issues. I was working for this one company that I was referred to, the mining company, who accused me of being Muslim. I was terminated from that company after having a discussion with this nosy, busybody woman who should be related to me, but I wouldn't recognize her at all. Okay, I will never acknowledge this woman ever in a million years. She said that I was basically making too much money. Now, she probably called and arranged it so that they can discriminate against me based on my religion, and then discriminate against me because she thought I was making too much money. Well, guess what? In the United States of America, I can make whatever I want to, okay? It doesn't matter. If I want to use all my paycheck to go somewhere and blow it and have absolutely nothing to show for it, that's my prerogative, and I have the right to do that. Mind you, I don't do that, okay? I'm trying to make up from a financial deficit that I continue to live under because of these stupid people, okay? I'm constantly having to pay or catch up or make payment arrangements because these people decide to do what they're doing, okay? I'm not wasting money, okay? I do have my times where I go out and do some free shopping, but you know what? Everybody does, okay? But I am a very frugal. I'm a very frugal person. I don't waste money. But yet these people want to dictate what I spend. I can spend whatever I frickin' want to, okay? And just because I'm black doesn't mean you can tell me what I'm supposed to do, okay? Please. Sorry if I'm getting angry, okay? But I'm going to tell you what. There's a lot of people who've gone through this, and they have gone postal. They have gone postal. So, you know what? I think I'm handling this very well. I am putting up with this very well, okay? I am doing the best I can to keep it all together because I have every right to blow off steam. And if somebody complains about it, well, too bad. I'm within the law. These issues, this is another thing, these issues continue to leave even after you leave the workplace. So what happened to me was, this is just one of the stupid things that happened, okay? I was placed by this agency, didn't ask for the job. I got placed in this agency working a part-time job, which I didn't want, okay? And so this girl was friends with the other person that used to work at the original hellhole, right? And this girl, at the other original job, she said to me, she said, you know, do you care if I dye my hair different colors? And I said, no, I don't think this is a big issue at all. I don't care. I mean, if I think you should be comfortable. Now, I'm going to explain why I don't see that as an issue. Number one, this was an office where it was closed off to the public, meaning that this is an office where the main reason why people come in is to deal with either the retail operation, whatever, but they're not going to come into the office. The only people who come into the office are vendors, okay? So there is no real image, you know, to upkeep for, you know, customers or anything. Now, in certain situations, I would agree. I would think that sometimes that's just not appropriate. You know, I've been to places before where it's supposed to be more like a refined type environment. There's a lot of people coming in, image is everything. Then I would say no. But in this case, I don't care. Also, the girl was an artist. She was like a graphic artist, okay? Artists are creative. Okay, they are creative. And oftentimes, the way I look at it, they're doing weird things with their hair. Sometimes it's just a part of their personality. I'm not going to sit here, and I'm not a stickler for it. As long as it doesn't affect her ability to do her job, why do I care? But this issue was brought up to me, this idiotic manager that I had, I don't have any respect for at all, brought up this issue in an employee had to sit there and highlight it. You know, about having regular hair colors and stuff like that. And I'm like, do these people think I'm stupid? Do these people honestly think that this is an issue? Okay, everything that these people have done have broken laws, not only God's laws, man's laws, they just make up stuff as they go on. Okay, and now, not to say that what she did was actually wrong, okay? I'm just saying is that it's the petty stuff is that I'm getting evaluated on. I don't care what color hair somebody has. That's irrelevant. I care about somebody's skills and what they have to bring to the office. Now, when you're talking about artistic people, I expect artistic people to come in just about different shapes and sizes and colors and creeds and weird hairstyles and everything else. They're artists. They express themselves. That's what they're supposed to do. And that might even be a sign that that's the person you want. You know, I don't know. But anyway, non-issue, not important. So after leaving your job, you're offered jobs that are below your skill level. That's happened to me. I've gone to job agencies. The minute I sit down, okay, they're ignoring everything on my resume, every title that I've had, all my accomplishments. Okay, so we have this job for like an accounts payable clerk. And I'm like, okay, whatever. No. Okay, obviously somebody's arranging jobs. No one has the right to do that. Okay, it's the law. But that's a sign. So I want to talk about being placed with this particular agency, who, by the way, claims to be an equal opportunity employer. I find it amazing that sometimes I look at my LinkedIn page, I look at other people's, like some people who I've done business with, maybe they're like part of an agency or something, and then I see these quotes written about these people, so-and-so, she's so professional, she said this, she said that, they're giving her kudos. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't agree. If it were me, if I really I should sit there and put my review on their page, but I'm smart enough not to befriend them. Anybody who's done me wrong, I'm sure a lot of these people have done me wrong, okay? But anybody who's inconvenienced me, tried to dumb me down, or give me something that I'm less than worthy of, I'm going to tell you what, I wouldn't be your friend at all. But what really needs to be put on your page is the truth, okay? That you don't adhere to laws, you make up things as you go along, and you're totally incompetent to do your job. And yet these people are so blind. The reason why they think that you're great is because the standards are so frickin' low. Anyway, so I called, I called this agency just recently, right? And let me tell you something. You can tell something's up, all right? So I called the agency wanting to talk to the representative. The minute I asked for representative, here comes the manager of the company saying, oh, is this an HR issue? Okay, see, I tell people when they're feeling guilty about something, I naturally have something about me that creates the golden lasso effect. And I created that term myself. The golden lasso is something that Wonder Woman used, okay? When she wrapped it around people and they just started spewing out the truth. Now, mind you, this woman wasn't trying to tell me her whole truth, okay? But she was telling me more than I should have ever known, okay? You're asking me, why would I need to talk to an HR representative? Why does this have to go all the way up to the headquarters, which she transferred me up to headquarters? She had me. If it was a non-issue, I sent my resumes to several different job recruiters in that particular agency because I'm tired of frickin' looking for a job. Why should I sit here and have to worry about a job when I'm the best one? I'm the best one who adheres to laws. Okay? Why should I? Well, I take my job seriously, and I demonstrate that in everything I do. Why am I out of work? Why do I have to make my job search more difficult than it has to be? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not the kind of person with something my hands out or anything like that, but I'm asking this question. Why am I the one who has to sit here and stress out and be upset every day? Crazy. All right, so anyway, I explained to this lady, I said, I got placed in a job that was below my skill level, and it didn't pay well, and she said, well, yeah, that's what we do. Stupid. Okay, so basically you're admitting to me that you place people in jobs that are below their skill level and that, of course you do. Well, in other words, of course you sit here and you collect commission on just anybody who walks through the door and you don't care about whether they're fit for that job or not. You're either guessing or you don't care one way or the other. Okay, you're not doing anybody any favors. You're not doing the prospective employee any favors, and you're only caring about yourself, which proves my point that this is so commission-based that these people don't have the ability to fully analyze who is good for what job, period. And I'll tell you what, if they did, I wouldn't have been placed in that job in the frickin' first place. Hated that job. Sorry, like I said, don't complain about me being irritating when you guys have put me in a position where I'm sitting here driving 3 hours, for a job interview, only to have some cow call me up later and tell me that, we just don't have any room for you, or we just can't find a position for you. You're just overqualified. I'm overqualified? Well, that's interesting because I think I deserve a $100,000 a year job in this town. Sorry. Okay, so I recall, Active Individual Care mentioning that United States of America is, he was talking about it in a bad way. And he loves his country just as much as I do. But, we can't help but notice that people really don't, people accept what is mediocre, okay? And people accept things the way that they prefer to live in a way that is destructive. They don't value education. Not really. Oh, they want to make sure I got my bachelor's degree, okay? But these people don't act like they don't even act like they passed, they even made it through the 6th grade. Okay, and everything that they've done shows me that. This is not arrogance, okay? It's not arrogance at all. To me, it's payback for what these people have done to me, and they deserve to hear it. And if they don't like hearing it, well, too bad. You know, I should call up the headquarters. This should be national news. This should be national news. And that's exactly how I feel. And there's a lot of targeted individuals who are frustrated, crying, miserable, and their own families have put them in this situation. It's shameful. It's horrible, and it's goddamn evil. Okay. It's not un-American to recognize the injustices that go on. Okay? I live in this country. I'm hoping that I can live my American dream. Okay? But these people have prevented me, and many others, from living their American dream out of ignorance, okay? So I don't have to change anything about myself. I don't have to change my religion. I don't need to go to a bogus church that makes up things as they go along and acts like God is showering them down with great gifts of wonderful high-paying jobs. You know, God's not doing that, okay? There's a person manipulating things behind the strings. It's like the Wizard of Oz, you know? Behind that curtain, there's some idiot, manipulating the strings. Okay, this isn't God doing that sort of stuff. God doesn't care what you do. He doesn't care if you are an accountant. He doesn't care if you're a garbage man. Okay, stop trying to make up rules. Okay, so by sending out my message to these people, you guys, crooked, corrupt, whatever. Not calling everybody corrupt, but you know who you are. This is not being controversial. It's not being political. What has happened to me is controversial. Okay, I'm not the one who's being political. When people say, oh, you're being political, they're trying to deviate the social norm, make it different, bend it to fit their needs, okay? Like they're being they're going to the point where they're being confrontational about it. I'm not being confrontational about it. But you guys are listening in on my own home, getting confrontational with me, and then turning it around and trying to act like I don't have the right to have a job. Okay, you guys are deviating from the law, and it's shameful. And that is basically my rant for the day. And I'm sorry. I feel like this is raw